Priyanka's Palestine tote bag sparks row. BJP snipes, lambasts Wayanad MP. Calls out Priyanka over Palestine's backing.
किस प्रकार से हम तुष्टीकरण कर सकते हैं उसी के बैग को लटकाया है. That is the bag of appeasement.
Priyanka hits back with patriarchy taunt.
Who's going to decide what clothes I wear now? Who's going to decide that? That's typical patriarchy, that you decide what clothes women wear also.
Priyanka's Palestine support.
Good evening. Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're talking about the big fight that's broken out over the tote bag that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra wore in Parliament today, which had a symbol of peace and the message of Palestine written on it. It was clear what exactly Priyanka was trying to say, but why is the question. Why did she wear it to Parliament? Why has she put it out now? Is this a statement that she's putting out for the Congress? Is it her personal view? We'll try and decode all of that for you much more. Congress MP from Wayanad, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, made heads turn in Parliament when she appeared in the Lok Sabha today wearing a colourful tote bag. But what grabbed attention was the message on it, which she's seen proudly displaying as well when she was in Parliament and outside. It's written Palestine on that bag, with also the infamous dove symbolizing peace. Now, Priyanka Gandhi has repeatedly spoken out about Palestine, taken to social media to say how, as a human, as a mother, she's hurt with what's happening in Gaza. But what really explains the timing of Priyanka Gandhi wearing this bag, and that too to Indian Parliament today? Why did she choose to do it? What is the message she was intending to send across? Let's decode for you all the reactions of what Priyanka had to say to the criticism coming her way in our next report.
Priyanka Gandhi's bag, the talk of town in Parliament. Wearing a tote bag that read Palestine, Priyanka Gandhi turned up in Parliament with more than just a fashion statement. Showing off a bag that had a symbol of peace and the word Palestine, the Wayanad MP's message has sparked a political war. Interestingly, this statement comes days after Priyanka met with the Palestinian ambassador. The BJP questioned Priyanka over her Palestine message.
All the members of the family of the Gandhi dynasty, all they have done is they have hung the bag of appeasement. कभी भी देशभक्ति लटकाई नहीं है उन्होंने अपने कंधों के ऊपर, उसका भार उठाया नहीं. That is the bag of appeasement. और anyhow, this is the reason. ये जो बैगेज कैरी करते हैं, इसी बैगेज के कारण इनकी हार होती है.
Priyanka hit back, accusing the BJP of being patriarchal.
I've said many times what my beliefs are regarding this. And if you look at my Twitter handle, all my comments are over there.
They say that
I believe that
can't carry this.
Who's going to decide what clothes I wear now? Who's going to decide that? That's typical patriarchy, that you decide what clothes women wear also.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't subscribe to that. I will wear what I want.
Priyanka's Palestine statement came on the same day that the Wayanad MP raised Bangladesh in the Lok Sabha, questioning the government over the atrocities on Hindus in the neighbouring country.
पहला मुद्दा ये है कि बांग्लादेश में जो अल्पसंख्यकों के साथ जो हिंदुओं और ईसाइयों के साथ अत्याचार हो रहा है, उसके खिलाफ इस सरकार को आवाज उठानी चाहिए. बांग्लादेश की सरकार के साथ बातचीत करनी चाहिए और पूरा समर्थन देना चाहिए.
Priyanka's Palestine support has triggered a war of words with the BJP, accusing the Congress MP of attempting to appeal to a Muslim vote bank. Bureau Report, India Today.
So while there are questions over why Priyanka Gandhi chose to wear that bag with that message today, let's also run you through what Congress's stance has been on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Now, repeatedly there have been statements from the likes of Mallikarjun Kharge, from Rahul Gandhi, from Priyanka Gandhi, condemning the violence that has taken place in Gaza. And you've seen messages like that of Mr. Kharge, where he says we reiterate Congress's long-standing support for Palestine. Now, while the Congress has been seen previously to be, in fact, pro-Palestine to some extent. They have formally always said we're for the two-state solution. Now with Priyanka Gandhi also in fact putting out not just her views on social media, which she's done in the last many months, with this bag now, what really is the message the Congress is trying to send? Because what we're lining up for you there is a number of reactions from senior Congress leaders who've repeatedly said that we are supporting the fight of Palestinians. Now, the BJP says that there's a reason for this, that this is vote bank politics at play by the Congress, that they are wooing the Muslim vote bank by constantly referring to the Palestine cause and then bringing it up. Like I've said, Priyanka has repeatedly spoken about this vociferously, even saying that as a woman, as a mother, as a human, what's happening in Gaza is barbaric and inhuman. And she's posted about this repeatedly. You heard from her today also when she said that this is a cause that's very close to my heart. Now, is this vote bank politics? What's triggered Priyanka Gandhi to bring this to Indian Parliament is the question. She wore this all through inside the Lok Sabha during the session, standing outside while protesting over an issue like Bangladesh. And even at that point, she carried this particular bag, all smiles as you see there, holding it proudly, displaying her message of peace for Palestine. And remember, mind you, this comes just days after she met with the Palestinian ambassador as well. Let's get you political reactions also. So you've got the BJP lashing out at Priyanka Gandhi, saying that Priyanka is in fact silent on Bangladesh, but is speaking out repeatedly for Palestinians, is pro-Palestine. Listen into what Anurag Thakur had to say.
भारतीय संसद में पैलेस्टीन का बैग लेकर आती हैं और बड़ी शान के साथ उसको लेकर फोटोशूट कराती हैं। ये अपने आप में दिखाता है कि श्रीमती प्रियंका गांधी जी जब से आपके चरण पड़े 2 हफ्ते तक संसद नहीं चल पाया, 140 करोड़ भारतीयों के मुद्दे नहीं यहाँ पर उठ पाए, और जब मुद्दे नहीं उठ पाए तो आप मुद्दा भी कौन सा उठाना चाहती हैं? पैलेस्टीन का, जबकि आप और आपकी पार्टी के नेता बांग्लादेशी हिंदुओं पर बिल्कुल चुप रहे। आखिर कौन सी मजबूरी थी कि पैलेस्टीन का बैग उठाना चाहिए? और ये केवल बैग ही मिला, कुछ और भी मिला।
Let's just highlight here, and you've heard this from multiple BJP leaders who've questioned Priyanka Gandhi, saying why is there this wave of sympathy for Palestinians and nothing for Bangladeshis? And we must put it out there that exactly today, while Priyanka wore that tote bag, the Palestine tote bag, she also spoke of Bangladesh today in Parliament, demanding that the government do something to protect Bangladeshi Hindus, to protect minority Hindus who are facing atrocities in Bangladesh. So she did speak about it today. The question remains, what prompted her to wear that bag as well? Maushmi Singh, who tracks the Congress for us, is joining us on this broadcast. Maushmi, you've got allegations flying in thick and fast saying this is vote bank politics by Priyanka Gandhi. But it comes down to why, Maushmi, why Priyanka Gandhi chose to send out this message, do this photo op with this Palestine tote bag today of all days, and that too in Indian Parliament.
Clearly, Akshita, you know, Priyanka Gandhi has been sending across the message she wants to convey through sometimes a jacket, sometimes a bag. Earlier she was carrying Adani and Modi's image with Adani Modi Bhai Bhai a few days back, and this time round she had Palestine emblazoned in a bag, tote bag that she was carrying, apparently was gifted by a friend. And Priyanka Gandhi, you know, usually MPs stay away from making statements on foreign policy matters and adhere to what the party line really is. But Priyanka, who is also a general secretary, has been putting out tweets about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, talking about it and personalizing the tragedy as a mother, as a sister. So clearly this time around also she said that she chose to wear the bag, even as take the bag along along. Even as, we asked her whether, many MPs were saying that parliamentarians couldn't make a statement like that. She connected it to patriarchy and said that I won't let other people decide what I wear and not wear. That's my
but was
personal
this,
decision.
Maushami, is this a Congress stated position? Like you mentioned previously also, she's worn bags, masks or jackets, all of that with Modi Adani, but that was a Congress protest. Is this Priyanka Gandhi with the Palestine tote bag, or is this a Congress sending out a message?
I think Priyanka Gandhi really personalized that with her stand, having met the representative of Palestine at her house a day back. She personalized it with a message from her, message of peace. But more importantly, in the Congress Working Committee earlier, we did note, Akshita, there was, a message condemning the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the violence on both sides. And that's one reason that I say that Priyanka went a step further there, taking that cause to the optics of it all.
All right. Thanks very much, Maushami, for those details. We'll have to see whether tomorrow also we'll see Priyanka Gandhi there with this kind of a statement tote bag. And is this more about Priyanka's personal campaign? Is this a message she's sending across from the Congress? The BJP says it's all an attempt to woo the Muslim vote bank. That this is vote bank politics at play in Parliament. Let's now also get you some of the highlights of what's happened as far as the Samvidhan debate is concerned. Remember, right now it's happening in the Rajya Sabha, and you had the NDA's charge being led by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who lashed out at Nehru, who lashed out at Indira Gandhi, which then prompted Congress Chief Kharge, who is leading the debate for the India bloc, to hit back, saying, why do we constantly only focus on flaws? Why are we constantly attempting to defame Nehru and Indira when they've also done so much for this country? Here's a look at the highlights of that fiery face-off.
The big Samvidhan debate in the Rajya Sabha on Monday turned into another face-off between the Narendra Modi government and opposition.
Thank you, sir. You have responded. You have responded, please. 1978.
The debate was kicked off by Finance Mantri Nirmala Sitharaman.
They have been anti-women, always. Shahbanu case is a very clear example.
While Leader of Opposition Mallikarjun Kharge led the charge from the Congress,
उनकी अंग्रेजी भी अच्छी हो सकती है, उनकी हिंदी भी अच्छी हो सकती है, और सभी कुछ अच्छा हो सकता है, लेकिन उनके करतूत क्या है, अच्छे नहीं।
the BJP raked up the emergency, claiming it was used to protect the Nehru-Gandhi family. While Kharge accused the BJP of defaming Nehru, demanding an apology from Prime Minister,
each time the Congress brazenly, only to help the family, the dynasty, kept amending the constitution, and this is how far they went, even if it affects any particular women who desperately needed the benefit.
मुख्यमंत्रियों को नेहरू जी ने पत्र लिखा था, जिसका जिक्र मोदी जी ने अपने भाषण में तथ्यों को तोड़ मरोड़ कर नेहरू जी को बदनाम करने के लिए किया, जिसके लिए उनको देश से माफी मांगना चाहिए।
The finance minister also accused the Congress of being anti-women, claiming the women quota bill was not passed to save its government.
Shri Rajiv Gandhi had 426 members in the Lok Sabha and 159 members in the Rajya Sabha. They did not have the conviction to pass the women's reservation bill at that time.
The Congress rebutted the charge, claiming the BJP is anti-reservation.
हम कहते हैं कि बीजेपी आरक्षण की विरोधी है और इसीलिए वे कास्ट सेंसस के खिलाफ हैं।
BJP chief JP Nadda and Congress's Jairam Ramesh too were locked in a war of words over the 42nd amendment that allowed suspension of fundamental rights, among other things.
1978 में मोरारजी देसाई was the prime minister. जनता पार्टी की सरकार थी और जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने 42nd amendment को 44th amendment से हटाने का प्रयास का काम किया और आपको जनता ने हरा दिया था। श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी was no more the prime Prime Minister. And when she was the Prime Minister, तब उन्होंने हर तरीके से प्रजातंत्र को रोकने का, गला घोटने का काम श्रीमती गांधी ने किया था.
To repeal parts of the 42nd Amendment, it was Indira Gandhi herself. So Indira Gandhi in 1978 voted to repeal the parts of the 42nd Amendment which she realized had resulted in her electoral loss. So it's not, don't read selectively. Thank you,
This is the final week of winter session Parliament, and clearly the Samvidhan Sangram has taken over both houses. Bureau Report, India Today.
गला घोटने का काम श्रीमती गांधी ने किया था.
And tomorrow you will see the conclusion of the Samvidhan debate in the Rajya Sabha too, and Home Minister Amit Shah will be in fact offering the concluding remarks as far as the government is concerned. Remember that in the Rajya Sabha there's been a big war of words between the BJP and Congress over Indira Gandhi's legacy, over Rajiv Gandhi's legacy, Nehru's legacy. And amid that, Amit Shah will be responding to the opposition. Tomorrow, somewhere around the evening, is when we're expecting that in Rajya Sabha, Home Minister Amit Shah will speak. Remember, in the Lok Sabha, it was Prime Minister Modi who gave the concluding speech. In the Rajya Sabha, it's going to be Amit Shah. Let's get you a glimpse of what Home Minister Amit Shah had to say at the Agenda Aaj Tak in an exclusive conversation. He also lashed out at Rahul Gandhi. Listen in.
सर, एक फ्रेंच मीडिया संस्थान है मीडिया पार्ट, उसने राफेल जेट्स पे कुछ आरोप लगाए, तब सरकार ने बोला कि नहीं ये फालतू के आरोप है, कोई मतलब. उसी संस्थान ने अब एक और एनजीओ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ORCCP, उस पे आरोप लगाए. बीजेपी उन आरोपों पे चढ़ गई कहते हुए कि यही साबित करता है कि जॉर्ज सोरोस का कांग्रेस पार्टी से लिंक है. तो मेरा सवाल यह है कि जब उन्होंने राफेल पे आरोप लगाए तब तो आपने खारिज कर दिए, अब वो जॉर्ज सोरोस, फंडिंग, डीप स्टेट, यूएस डीप स्टेट की बात कर रहे हैं, तो आप कह रहे हैं कि वही संस्थान ठीक है.
देखिए राहुल जी, आप यूपीए के 10 साल याद करो, आरोप जो लगते थे वो विदेश की संस्थाएं नहीं लगाती थी. आरोप यहां केग लगाता था, आरोप यहां आरटीआई से निकल कर आते थे, और आरोप की जांच यहां से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया या हाई कोर्ट, किसी कंसर्न हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर से होती थी. मुझे मालूम नहीं है राहुल गांधी हर बार विदेश से क्यों प्रेरणा ले रहे हैं. इस देश में केग भी है, विजिलेंस कमिश्नर भी है, हाई कोर्ट्स हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट है. कहीं से नहीं आता है. जब भी सदन होता है बाहर से कोई आरोप आ जाता है और ये लेकर घूमते, जर्सी पहनकर घूमते हैं. उनका प्रेरणा स्रोत ही बाहर है, उसमें मुझे तो आश्चर्य नहीं है.
All right, let's talk about the other big talking point of the day, the EVM controversy. Not new, considering the last many weeks we've been hearing the Congress going on and on saying ban EVMs, EVMs are rigged, particularly after the Maharashtra mandate. Now you've got openly questions being raised of the Congress by their own allies. Those are, in fact, members of the India bloc. Omar Abdullah has, in fact, triggered all of this debate with the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, asking ally Congress to stop cribbing, to stop whining about EVMs. And Omar's statement now has got a whole lot of backing from others in the India bloc, including the TMC, which has also said that if the Congress performs better, there'll be no need for them to constantly target EVMs and the voting process.
Divide within the opposition India bloc comes to the fore once again. Congress ally and Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has dismissed the Congress' vehement objections to the electronic voting machine.
EVMs can't only be a problem when you lose the election, because they're the same EVMs. So when you get 100+ members of parliament using the same EVMs, and you celebrate that as sort of a victory for your party, you can't then a few months later turn around and say, well, actually, hang on, we don't like these EVMs because now the election results aren't going the way we would like them to.
The TMC also echoed Omar Abdullah's view on the EVMs.
जो लोग ईवीएम पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं अगर उनके पास कुछ है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन को जाके वो डेमो दिखानी चाहिए कि भाई हमारे पास ये वीडियो है, क्योंकि इलेक्शन कमीशन ने वो सबको बुलाया था। मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये जो एलिगेशन है इसमें कोई सब्सटेंस है।
The endorsement of EVMs by the Congress allies became ammunition for the BJP.
इंडी गठबंधन के लोग जब कांग्रेस को ये चीज कहते हैं, दे शुड ट्राई टू रियलाइज इट। मुझे लगता है हम जब बोलते हैं उसको तो समझ में नहीं आता है। अभी तो इनका अलाइज ही बोल रहे हैं। एटलीस्ट नाउ दे शुड अंडरस्टैंड, दे शुड रियलाइज। राहुल गांधी जैसे नेतृत्व को लेके वो नहीं चल पाएंगे।
The Congress and its allies in Maharashtra, who suffered a huge blow in the recent assembly elections, are firm in their opposition to the EVM.
हमारी जो गठबंधन है इंडिया गठबंधन है, एनडीए गठबंधन नहीं है। जहाँ पे मोदी जी कहे हाँ तो हम कहें हाँ, वो कहे ना तो हम कहें ना, वो कहे एक कदम आगे बढ़ो तो एक कदम आगे हम बढ़े। हम सब अपनी अपनी विचारधाराओं से आते हैं, संविधान और प्रजातंत्र को बचाने के लिए आते हैं।
अमेरिका जैसा लोकतांत्रिक देश, ब्रिटेन जैसा लोकतंत्र नहीं विश्वास करता ईवीएम पे। बहुत से यूरोप के दोस्त हैं, जो देश हैं जो नहीं विश्वास करते। तो चुनाव होना ही नहीं चाहिए निष्पक्ष, दिखना भी चाहिए कि निष्पक्ष हुआ। अगर सबसे बड़ा विरोधी दल देश का मांग रहा है तो चुनाव में क्या दिक्कत है? आप कराइए बैलेट पेपर से।
The opposition alliance in Maharashtra has alleged irregularities in the election process. The Election Commission insists that the mandatory VVPAT tallying was found to be accurate and rejected charges of EVM manipulation. Bureau Report, India Today.
That's all we have time for on this broadcast of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks for tuning in. I'm leaving you with a tribute to Zakir Hussain, legendary tabla player, with the heartbreaking news that we got of his passing. We're leaving you with a tribute of his music that went beyond borders, that mixed tradition with new ideas. His skill with rhythm brought him worldwide recognition, and his performances deep and moving.